from both ends.
No Buzzball for Yemu.
No Buzzball for Yemu?
No Buzzball for Yemu.
But they're going to be allowing that Mew to get snatched.
Yes. Well, technically, if Talon want to take this away from Foxy, they absolutely can, right? They've got first pick, but they're going to go for the Umbreon instead. So I think if you're Talon, if you're not going for Mew here, you are expecting MYS to pick this Mew, and you have to have something in your back pocket to deal with that.
Yes, that's true.
The question is, what is a really good counter to Mew? Because this is not just any Mew, this is Night Mew, Foxy's Mew, and even now, right, they aren't even feeling pressured to pick it up. Instead, not even going for the Mew, they're going to take the Inteleon instead because Talon PH have shown a lot of success with Inteleon too.
I think it's quite normal for MYS to draft it out. Usually we would see the Mew to be picked out on the second draft segment for them, so usually their third and fourth pick, so this is quite normal. They don't have to rush it as well. So Inteleon together with Hooper, and it has the team MYS, and the response coming out from Talon PH, they are bringing that Dodrio as well as Blastoise. Now we saw how well Dodrio being utilized in the recent games itself, and how will this be in the hands of Talon PH? Strong pick, having the Blastoise, huge Hydro Typhoon can be utilized for big team fights, but Team MYS, they have their eyes, and they're going to be locking on the Trevenant together with the Slowbro.
This is actually going to be very scary for Sync 1 now, because he's going to have to be quite cautious and careful when he maneuvers himself around these fights, because you're possibly going to run into a Slowbro that will want to slow beam you. So Sync 1, I hope he's going to be alright, but it looks like the attacker is going to be that Pikachu for Dylan, also known as Thorfinn back in the day in 2023. And HT, he's going to go back on that his signature Zoroark. He's played a lot of this, and he actually earned a name for himself last year because of his amazing plays on this Pokemon. So I hope Talon PH are ready to deal with a Zoro if this is what he's going to choose, and that looks like it is going to be the case.
Oh man, I do remember him utilizing, because it was actually during the time when Zoroark was actually having a buff.
Yeah.
He was actually in the SL, so he was wrecking the competition with his Zoroark, so there was a good reason why people actually do have mad respects on him on this. Now the draft is complete, coming off from both ends. This is going to be tough. Talking a little bit about the Dodrio and how you want to lock it down, I believe that it's lacking a little bit coming from Team MYS side. If you want to really talk about the Slow Beam, it's a Unite move, so you have to expand that to actually happen, and it does not happen very currently. So, and you have to make sure that knowing this with this information in hand, Talon PH is definitely going to be wary of it and ensure that you can either body block, or you can try to find ways to let the Slowbro to actually expand the Unite ability on somebody else before he actually commits to any form of engagements. There's so many ways to actually play this out, and we will see who will be the winner with the drafts being brought here for game number 1.
Yeah, so both teams, I feel like, are going to be hot out the gate. They're going to want to be as aggressive as possible.
It's not going to be passive at
No,
all.
not at all.
No.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing Dodrio and Zoro running rampant on this map, but I want to know what are the lane priorities for both of these teams, because MYS, they are going to want to make sure that Night Mew Foxy has a decent lane down bottom, but Inteleon early game, even as a Sobble, has a pretty good is a pretty good soloer if he has to at all, right? Because it's got great secure, especially down in that bottom lane. So maybe the focus is going to be up top, say, all right, Foxy, we're going to kind of leave you down there. I'm going to focus up top just to make sure that Yemu has a great lane. Once we've got that settled, we'll come down, we'll help you out, and we should be good to go.
Oh, but it does look that Fatum is going to be doing a little bit of invasion. Probably not, but I think straight to the top lane to do a little bit scoring for himself. Now we do see the Zoroark together with the duo in the central area here, farming out the wall Pokemons. Meanwhile, at top lane over here, we do see a 2v2 situation. No invasions coming up from both ends as well. The only, I believe that if we look at both ends, now Inteleon together with Blastoise, double evolutions. So that's going to be a little bit time consuming. So we're going to see who's going to be getting to that final stage evolution faster than the other.
And it looks like both mid laners are going to be swapping lanes here. So Zoro is going to be going down bottom, and Dodrio is going to assist that top lane. So both teams will have at least one decent lane, assuming that they can get these spawns coming in that will be from the Swablu and the Altaria. So I do suspect that both central laners should secure this. But actually up top, though, we are going to see the Trevenant evolve. And we are still seeing a Squirtle as well as the unevolved Eldegoss. That's actually unfortunate for Talon. They would have loved to evolve there.
Yeah, so it's going to take a little bit of while. Now, of course, giving a little bit of space, Dodrio has to leave the lane, coming back to the wild Pokemon area to actually go off for his farms so that this Squirtle can become a war total at this point. It's going to take a little bit of time. And meanwhile, they already have the Eldegoss over here as well. I believe that almost everyone, basically just, I think we're just missing out literally just the Blastoise together with Inteleon.
Yeah, so basically the 3-stage evolution Pokemon are just waiting to fully evolve.
It's going to take a bit of a while.
But I have to say, this has actually been a pretty passive game. We haven't seen much action across the board. Looks like there was actually a little bit down the bottom there. Pikachu getting KO'd by HT. And also Nightmew Foxy getting out of there too. He did walk out with some low health. Ate a berry, has come back into that lane. So HT going to be drawing that first knockout of the game to hopefully speed things up here for MYS. But I do suspect Talon PH to retaliate sometime soon.
Oh yeah. Now, this is definitely not the usual, but we see when we see matches involving Talon PH and Team MYS.
I have no idea HT is there.
Oh no, here comes rotation, come from a Sing one, coming from behind, but the damage output is still not enough to actually clear out on the Trevenant. Meanwhile, Zoroark, now this is going to be key here. All eyes on this Dodrio together with this Zoroark. Who's going to be the one who's going to come out on top from this particular clash? Now, of course, they are trying to clear out with the Swablu and Altara family. Most of them going up in the hands of Team MYS at this point, which means that they are currently leading into this level for most of the members.
Yeah, actually, massive lead here for MYS, managing to secure the majority of those wild Pokemon there. Talon PH are hot on their heels, but objectives have spawned here. We're going to get a Regice in that bottom lane, and Regieleki is waiting up in the top. What's the priority for both of these teams? It looks like both solo laners are staying up top, and the rest of the teams 4v4 in that bottom lane for the Regice. Now remember, this is not a defensive or attack buff, it's a health regen buff. They are fighting for experience here, and if they can find that opening, it'll be great. And they actually are going to get rid of that Slowbro, so no ice for this team fight. Yemu's still in that top lane, and without ice, you've lost your frontliner for MYS.
Oh yeah, this is going to be very, very troublesome. If you don't have anyone soaking up damage right now, this is going to be leaving
Steal?
a but here comes coming. No one's not able to actually get it. Pikachu is going to be the one getting last hit in. Umbreon clearing off on that Zoroark, meaning that losing one and also not being able to secure that Regice from the bottom lane. And of course, when it comes to buff on healings, Eldegoss is going to be taking all of that in. Now coming on engagement, Slowbro is back into all the fray. Is he going to get cleared out once again? Nope, he's going to return back with the help from the Hooper from Team MYS.
That was a really nice engagement there for Talon PH, bringing them back into this game and actually leading with experience now as they hit level 10 on Sync 1's Dodrio. Now for Talon PH, if they can snowball from here, this would be really good for them coming into this very solid mid-game. But knowing MYS, this is a team that's not going to sit on their heels when they fall behind. If anything, this actually makes them a much more aggressive team, and they will be using the Hyperspace Hole to send Pokemon up top to get ready for this Regieleki, because after losing that bottom objective, MYS want to get something for themselves.
Wow, this Dodrio and this Zoroark, they are like they're in a marriage right now. They are sticking like glue and not trying to let each other. I'm trying to ensure they're always there when things happen, but that Dodrio is going to be getting that Trevenant a little bit overextension over there. Was not able to actually provide any form of assistance from the Hoopa, Talon, or even the Zoroark. Even if they're there, they can only provide offensive assistance, but not really anything to support, as they don't have their Slowbro here, as he's currently in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Regieleki, so they're going to be in tension, but a little bit of sniping action from the Talon from Team MYS on the right side of the map.
Yep. MYS is really struggling to get into these fights, but hang on a minute though, Thunderstorm going to eliminate HT right off the bat, as well as that Hooper, so no more resets for MYS, and they even catch Nightmew Foxy. It's a triple KO in exchange just for the KO onto Sync 1, and Talon PH with a big victory, looking to break this goal zone, being denied by Yemu. This Trevenant is turning into such a pain in the backside. We do have the Hooper coming in and HT as well, so Talon, maybe they've stuck around for a little bit too long after getting those KOs. But there's so many AOS points on the ground there, trying to get that Eldegoss, but HT can't finish him off. But the Trevenant catching out this Blastoise type, forcing out the Typhoon, connecting onto two, and it looks like the Trevenant's going to go down yet again. Yamu struggling to survive in these team fights.
Oh wow, what a turnaround over here. Talon PH bringing their A game here in this game number 1 for this best of 3 series, pulling away in terms of levels compared to Team MYS, which we saw earlier was actually dominating the game. This mid-game turnaround being brought up on Talon PH showcases and tells the world that why they are number 1 here from the Philippines. And meanwhile, Reggie, like he here, does seem that Team MYS will also want a piece of this as well. Meanwhile,
Oh,
bottom lane,
Unite
there's-
as well.
Oh, it's going to be a Reggie steal at the bottom lane. Who's going to be getting this one?
Steal?
Surf,
They're
jump right
holding
in.
on.
They're still holding on. Who's going to be getting this last hit in?
Foxy.
And Talon is going to be the one from Team MYS securing this Reggie Lucky. Oh, got to be careful. Blastoise low on HP. Providing a little bit of assistance with Eldegoss. Right on with the Surf. Meanwhile, here at the bottom lane with the hoop of the Unbound committing with the Unite here, which seems to be okay, I guess, because we're currently 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
They brought the team in as well just to get the clear on that Reggie.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And of course, no, with that
Oh, up top actually, they teleported up top and they got the punish onto Blastoise because Talon PH were actually trying to push that top goal zone. And now continuing on with the assault here because the Reggie Alecki is still sticking around, will finally go in. And it's a double KO there, Flavor. They've lost Sync1 and the Eldegoss and Pikachu all on his own there with the Blastoise. No way these two can defend, so they had to sacrifice that goal zone, which is going to put Team MYS in the lead here with a scoreline of 106 to 30. I have to say, this is probably one of the slowest scoring games
and smallest scoring being done by two teams here coming on to this point itself. Something that we didn't expect, but I'm guessing that both teams knowing what's on the line here, they want the win, Danny. So they want to make sure they win the series and get their tickets straight to Thailand. And of course, things are coming intense as we're only roughly around 15 seconds away before Rayquaza appearing at the central area.
Big level lead by Team MYS though. HT sitting on a wonderful level 14. Nightmare Foxy on that 13. And for Talon PH, the highest level is only 13 on Sync1. Is trying to get those levels, but look at this. Rayquaza has spawned. No more time to farm experience on the side of Talon PH. It's time to fight.
It is time to fight most definitely over here. Now, Talon PH, they have to be the ones going off of scores right here because they are low on scores. It's roughly around 76 points. Gap in between them, citing more to his Team MYS. Lots and lots of EOS points over here because
no one can score.
No one can score. It's like, hey, it's everywhere. You got 50, I got, yeah, kind of, yeah, everybody kind of, oh, of course, using the 3 heads of a Dodrio, trying to go for a little bit scoring over there, 62, 106. It's still not the video, and Bobby committed as well, going out for the chase right here. Where is going to be the damage? Also committed with Trapidons. Unite. Here comes in Italian at the same time as well. Where is Hydrogen Food? Riding over the Surf. This could be a very big one. No, not really. Chasing up from behind. They do manage to get their Hooper and still trying to get on this here, but the score coming in from the Trapidon from behind. It is going to be the Blastoise getting clear over here, losing out every single team member from Talon PH. Team MYS is doing it here at this game number 1. Umbreon has returned back into the game. Will he be able to actually make it again? Any last hit from here? I highly doubt it. And Travenin getting the last hit in on that Rayquaza.
What an ending to this series. We were not looking at too many points on the leaderboard, but that last fight was very intense. It actually started with MYS engaging into Talon PH. Talon PH were retreating, then somehow got into a favorable position, forcing out the Hydro Typhoon. Talon PH then started to engage onto MYS, but I kind of think things were saved by HT because he had to run all the way from that bottom lane to the top lane because Hooper got KO'd whilst he was in his Unite form. So MYS, after a very long tussle with Talon PH, these teams really squaring off in this series as well, earning themselves that victory in game number 1, and now just 1 win away from securing their tickets to go to Thailand.
Am I surprised? Not really. Because
I don't think anyone is, to be honest.
Yeah, the thing is, we're looking at the 4 best teams here in the Southeast Asia region. We do expect some high-level plays to be placed here in this match, but there can only be 1 winner. And for this game number 1 in this best of 3 series goes to Team MYS. Ooh, what a match, Danny.
It was look, this matchup, I think it just showed us how much respect.
And we'll be going to the finals for this regionals.
Look at this.
As well as the next one as well.
No Hooper allowed for MYS because MYS lost that last round.
Yes.
They were given the option if they wanted first pick or the last pick. So they want first pick. No Hooper. Now this does mean other Pokemon can go through, so Umbreon's going to be the choice here. Ice is very good Umbreon, so I kind of feel like this actually might be better for MYS. very, very high impact Pokemon for somebody like Ice. But this does give Talon the next 2 Pokemon. So even though Ice is getting that Umbreon, LeBron's going to be going back onto the Buzzwole and Dylan's back onto the Inteleon. So a really strong start here for Talon PH. But what are the counter picks here for MYS? What are they going to put Foxy on? What is Yang going to be on? Or whether they go for Yamu? I kind of think they're going to stick with HT's Pokemon last, as always, because they want to make sure that he's not fully counted in any way. So
yeah, you
Yamu,
want to give him the most amount of space, I would say,
yeah,
to be the main core for the team, for Team MYS.
KY is messing with us. I
No,
don't believe
there's
this
no
man.
way.
No, okay, hold on. All right, there we go.
No. I wouldn't mind it if it was from Team MYS, but if it's Talon PH, yeah, I
okay.
think they're running it standard.
Oh,
So they are going with the Glaceon, Slowbro as the 3rd and 4th pick here. I think it's still okay. They have a defender.
They're really considering Espeon again for Nightly Foxy. HT, you're not pulling off MJK here, are you? You're not. Oh my gosh, we're pulling off.
They are running a Caesar here.
It's a Scyther. 100%. It's a Scyther. He's pulling off a Lucapo. Oh my goodness.
Is this really the time for him to actually pull off something like
this?
this?
Okay, but here's the thing though. Okay, so I kind of think HT has the capability of being able to pull this off. So Scyther is one of the most snowbally Pokemon in the entire game, but it does not allow for any mistakes. Absolutely zero. We saw that yesterday with MJK when they actually put Lucapo on that Scyther. He fumbled the first couple initiations in the laning stage, and that was it. Game was over. Lucapo practically did almost nothing for the team. He had one moment where he looked like he was going to come back, but Scyther, you have to lead with levels. You have to out-level your opponent, and you have to destroy them all game. And I actually think HT has the potential to do this, but you have to consider the Pokemon he's going up against. Sync 1 is on Glaceon. He can auto-target HT on that Glaceon. LeBron could potentially jump on top of him as well, and if heaven forbid RBX slow beams him.
Wow, this is going to be quite a big opening. And it's going to be a lot of pressure for RBX as well. You need to make sure that you target that slow beam, hitting on that Scyther here for this particular match. So it's got to be it. Ladies and gentlemen, the draft is complete coming on from these two teams. Team MYS, once again, the champions from Malaysia, Singapore, up against Talon PH, Philippines champions. This is going to be the final match, ladies and gentlemen. Will it be Team MYS or will it be Team Talon PH securing the slot? The first slot making it to not only the regionals finals for Southeast Asia, but also securing the ticket to Thailand, which is the ACL finals.
Oh boy, it would be I think it'd actually be a big upset if Talon PH are able to beat MYS here, because the expectations in Asia, or at least for Southeast Asia, is that Team MYS is the best team in the region so far. And I don't think people can really deny this either, because they have a proven track record. The team is extremely consistent, and the new additions to the team of Ice and HT really bolster the credibility of the roster overall. Now, this is not to say that Talon PH themselves aren't a credible roster themselves. The only difference is that I think between these two teams, consistency is going to go back towards MYS, because we have seen a couple moments where Talon PH, they did falter, they made some mistakes, and they kind of spiraled from there on. But in this series, though, Talon PH are definitely playing at their very best. They are ready, they're prepared, but this bottom lane is a disaster because look, this bottom lane is hard.
It's very
really
hard.
tough.
I mean, you have to remember, you're going up against two evolutions from Team MYS. You have the Umbreon you have to handle, you have to enter the Espeon at the same time as well. And it's giving the opportunity, the thing that we were trying to highlight, which is a Scyther as well. You want the Scyther to be big here for Team MYS, and that's definitely what they're definitely giving, which leaves an option with the Team Talon PH to actually excel here at the top lane, as they're actually bringing the Eldegoss, the Glaceon together with it, which comes in rotation.
HT.
Of course, HT with the Scyther coming from behind, going up on the Buzzwole.
This is
but starts
it.
from behind, trying to get himself with a little bit shield. Will that be sufficient? No, Scyther gets his taken on as well, and coming from the back line, clears out the third KO on this Glaceon from Talon PH.
Right, this is the Scyther that you want if you're going to draft this Pokemon. High risk, but high reward if you're able to execute. And I also feel like at the same time, Talon PH, they weren't ready for this mentally, because you almost never see Scythers. And so now to see how quick HT is moving with this Pokemon, how quickly these movements are happening, and how much damage he's able to do.
Oh, no.
He's just destroying the roster. HT wants that ticket to finals.
Oh, wow. And currently, Scyther at level 9, leaving Talon PH, and it does in terms of levels. Now, Talon PH, they need to figure out ways on how to shut down this Scyther. My apologies.
He's level 10.
She's level 10.
He's level 10.
He's level 10. We're only 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. He's really 5 levels away from actually max level. And this is actually quite insane. Now, the key is Talon PH needs to find ways to shut him down here in this game. What are the options? We only have the Italian right here at this current moment. Full evolutions coming up from the side of Talon PH right now, but who's going to be the one clearing out this side? Who's going to be the one catching him here? Do you really have to expand the slow beam on him?
Well, it's mandatory at this point, but it's not a guarantee either because you're also going to have to worry about a zoning Typhoon. I'm very sure Yemu is happy to commit a zoning Hydro Typhoon just to stop the damage from Talon PH. And additionally, you're also going to eventually have access to the Bliss Assist. The extra shielding might be enough to keep HT around long enough to not only survive the fight, but even turn onto Talon PH. And again, we're seeing another fight. Psychic Solaire to keep Talon in play so that HT can come in for the cleanup crew. And look at this, he's looking for a triple KO in that bottom lane to secure that Registeel for the team. Sitting on this level 11, Talon, for them to make the comeback happen, one of several things is going to have to happen. They're going to have to somehow punish HT, as in focus him down and eat those levels up because he is going to give away a lot of experience.
Oh, yeah. But it's not going to be that easy, knowing that it's going to be Umbreon. Meanwhile, all that has come to a halt. It does seem there's going to be drive here coming from the Blastoise. Probably Hydra Typhoon hitting off on tree. Follow-up coming from behind. It's going to be the Blastoise hitting off on the Eldegoss, but it's going to be a trade-off here.
As he's gone!
Umbreon together with the Slowbro as well. And going off the chase here, time about. This is definitely what they're looking for as they finally managed to find the opportunity to not only shut down Scyther, but together with the Espeon here, Danny, making 4 KO streak in the hands of the Buzzwole.
Oh, that's a big ouch there because you're given a bunch of experience away to Talon PH, which has closed the experience gap between the two teams. And now look at this, Talon PH are now looking very threatening here because it's just the Buzzwole as well as that Blastoise here. Between the two of them, the three of them, it's not enough. Slow Beam not being committed. It was a telekinesis onto ice. So the Umbreon is taken out of the pool. Team MYS, they need to reset. They can't funnel back in onto the goal zone. Oh, that one fight might have actually cost them the lead here for MYS.
I have to agree. That was most definitely costly over here. It created a huge opportunity for Talon PH to actually come back in terms of experience and levels. Meantime, here at the top lane, Umbreon. Now, do you remember early on in the bottom lane, when he just returned to the lane, he got cleared out. He got caught by the telekinesis by the Slowbro together with all the follow-ups from the teammates of Team Talon PH. Now, they're all kind of more or less on the same levels right now. Umbreon charging from in between multiple Pokemons here from Talon PH. What's going to be the drive over here? Oh, Psychic Solaire holding everyone in place, but the damage is still not there. But manages to actually make an escape over here. It does seem that the team members here, the first one getting follow-up is going to be the Talon together with Eldegoss coming from the side Talon PH. In return, Umbreon once again gets cleared out in the hands of Talon PH.
They're still sticking around here. Looks like Glaceon's just about to go down, trying to survive with the life steal coming in from the Icicle Spears. Doesn't survive though, the berry's not enough, and it looks like MYS will be taking that top Reggie Alecki. Talon PH, they were so close to clutching it, but just did not have the sustain, unfortunately. This is such a close game flavor. I really don't know who has the lead here.
Oh man, the point is so close right now, and I'm kind of happy that this kind of situation is actually happening for this game number 3 itself. So 195 to 129, Team MYS. I believe that this is the first time we actually see at this point into the game that Team MYS is leading. Previously, we do see Talon PH is the one who actually leading for the first 2 games itself. But top lane looks like Talon PH is committed to actually go in for the push in and do a little bit scoring. Hydro Typhoon committed here, hitting off on tree, but what's the from behind? It is going to be the members, but Buzzwole bringing on the Smackdown over here, but Scyther takes out on the Eldegoss during this fray, gets on the Slowbro at the same time as well with 4 team members in total. The Glaceon and the Umbreon's getting turned off on this. So it's a 1v4 trade-off, signing more to his Team MYS.
Might have been a little bit of lag there for Nightmare Foxy, just sort of standing. And yeah, he's still kind of standing, all right, just I'm not sure if he's scratching his nose maybe, not 100% sure. But LeBron is actually trying so hard to catch HT in these fights, but this Scyther is just too slippery. And at the same time, right, even though Talon PH, they do have a couple of great nukers that can potentially just shut down that Scyther, HT has just done such a great job jumping all over the place, being practically untouchable, and at the same time eliminating all of the squishy Pokemon that Talon PH are running. We're almost at the final stretch here, Flavor. 2.5 minutes. Regirock is going to go in favor of Talon PH, but looking at the level situation, HT is at maximum capacity. He's level 15, who's rearing to go. He is the win condition for this team. I fear that if HT gets taken out too soon in this upcoming fight, the game's over.
The game's over. Talon PH is definitely going to be capitalizing on that huge advantage they'll be getting if such a situation were to actually happen. But not too far off is the Buzzwole here at level 14, followed by the Glaceon at level 13. Because you see, even though Scyther is level 15 right now, none of the team members are even at level 14 or even 13. Maxim in second place is only level 12 by the Blastoise, the Blissey together with that Espeon.
They found Ice.
Now they found the Ice here. Now what's going to be the game coming up from Talon PH? Because they're the ones here with less points. They need roughly around 66 points here to actually be on equal terms right now. So they need to be the ones who actually clear this Rayquaza or try to be sneaky and actually scoring some points to overtake the points what Team MYS has to offer.
Oh, they've actually found Nightmare Foxy, and that was a slow beam committed onto the Espeon.
Oh, they found another this time. They're going to be holding on to their Blastoise, hitting up on 2 members for Team MYS. Now losing on 2 members, the situation is going to be a 5v2 right now. As they actually lose it. That means that Talon PH is currently right now making it a 5v2 situation. They don't have they have the Scyther, but what can he do at this moment?
HT is making the play. They're going to actually try and go for a wombo combo here. Bliss assisted onto the HT. Can he get the steal? No!
It's going to be Inteleon get the last hit. No, Inteleon gets the last hit, meaning that now this is going to be a huge amount of shields in the hands of Talon PH, and they're definitely going for scoring. And it does seem that the Espeon to get the Blastoise is trying to fan us this top lane. Slowbro is in position here on the middle goalpost area.
100 points.
100 points, that's it. 229
in the middle too.
Now, is there anyone from the side Team MYS going for any form of scoring at the current moment? It does not look like anyone is making their way towards the other side of the stadium. What is going to be played here from Team MYS?
I think this might actually just be it, Flavor. We're down to 30 seconds in this game. The only Unite left is the Psychic Solaire there on Nightmare Foxy, and they have to somehow score over 250 points. They will actually get one score in that top lane, though, 373 points. But 10 seconds to go here, Flavor. I don't think MYS is going to be able to do this. Talon PH, they've locked their ticket in to go to Thailand. 5 seconds to go. The Filipinos have done it. They have taken the crown from MYS. Oh my lord.
The Philippines champions, Team Talon PH, has won this series with a score of 2-1 against Team MYS. Malaysia and Singapore's finals here at the semi-finals won, Daddy.
I'm sweating bullets.
What a match. Now, I have to say, what a match.
MVP.
People didn't foresee this.
Look, I'm thinking, honestly, I've got to put on KY. This man just game number 2, keeping Talon PH in the game.
Oh man, I couldn't deny it. I think KY most definitely. I mean, his presence it's very rare, but KY's presence ensured that survivability of all the team members Talon PH for that game itself. MYS, it's very unfortunate that when they caught Nightmare Foxy, after that they even caught him